Hey guys, Garden97 again. This time with a review of the E-set of the High Grade Customized campaign. And this set includes the Twin Heat Saber and joint parts. And these are going to be mainly for your Gundam Seed models. So let's immediately kick off with the Twin Heat Saber. And looking at this, it's already a pretty impressive thing. Though I have to admit, the first time I saw this, I wasn't really sold on it, but in real life, it's one hell of a sword or saber. And you can do a lot of things with this. First of all, you can obviously combine them. The swords themselves do not combine, but you have these extra handles here, which will put them together. Also, they can either face the outside, or you can turn them around and have them face the inside. And then, if you have a number of these sets, as you can see, there's a peg here and a hole on there. You can actually make a double sword. Though I have to mention, you can only have then this one extra side thing, because they won't be able to go on both sides like that, because they're too close together. So let's pop them back from each other, and let's see how the mobile suits can handle these fantastic swords or sabers. With the Zeon Hands, it's immediately kind of a mixed bag. The old style hands, absolutely perfect. That sword isn't going anywhere, it's in there perfectly. So if you like the older Zaku's, this is gonna be absolutely perfect. It couldn't have been a better fit if they tried. So that's fantastic. The newer ones, on the other hand, well, as you can see right now, he's kind of holding it up, but it's in there extremely loose. So if you're gonna do more of a dynamic pose like this, the sword isn't gonna stay up, or if it's holding it a bit more like that, the sword is gonna fall out. So the older Zeon machines, no problem at all. So you might want to give it that goof to give him a much more impressive sword. But the newer ones, well, not quite as much, though. You could always try to stick it to the hand one way or another. Ironically enough, the Federation hands are the other way around. New style Federation hands, no problem. Perfect fit, just like the old style Zeon hands. The older style, bigger hands, same as the newer style Zeon hands. They can kind of hold on to it, and as you can see, when you just have it like this, no problem. But once you get into the more dynamic poses, I feel that this is slightly better than the Zeon, because as you can see here, it's still holding on to it slightly. So if you make the handle a bit thicker, or you make the insides of the hands a bit closer, or you stick it with, I don't know, sticky tag, put some tape in there, whatever you want, you can definitely make this work. Then the all Gundam Project hands and the standard Gundam Seed and Gundam Seed Destiny hands will also work absolutely perfectly. These swords will fit like a glove. And finally, for the fans, you can also jam it into the hands of all of the older 90s models. The G Gundams, the Gundam Wings, the Gundam X's, and so on and so forth. So in conclusion, almost any machine will be able to use these. And even if, for those few ones that had somewhat problems holding it, it was only a small problem. So if you put a bit of translucent tape around the handle, or you make the gaps of the hands a bit tinier with either putty, or you put some tape there, or you just put a bit of sticky tack in there, that will solve the problem 100%, because every mobile suit deserves these sabers. Guaranteed they will fit on, well, they will look great on any machine, will increase their badass points, and hey, whether it's as a more pole style weapon, or you're going for the dual wielding style, it will make your machine 3 times more badass. Now, as badass as those sabers were, they're not the main event of this set by a long shot. All the other accessories of this set will revolve around this piece, and pretty much this piece alone. So all the other accessories we're getting are either to connect it to other machines, for example the Freedom, or if you flip the page, it will be able to act as a striker pack or attach other things to it, attached to the Destiny. Once again, we're going to use these parts. So let's quickly dig them out. So we're going to use these two parts here. Bring in the fantastic high-grade Freedom. I mean, who wouldn't want to replace those horrible stubby wings? So pick the right one. Put it like that. There we go. And let's see how we have to put this. Like this. And make sure that those are down. And then the question, of course, is now, why would we want to connect this to such a large amount of machines? Well, almost anything will fit on here, one way or another. Striker packs, all of them will go on here. So let's say that we want to make the Strike Freedom. Now it's the Ale Strike Freedom. Yes, it's not the best looking thing, but let's just go with it. And according to the manual, we have to attach the IWSP, because that looks a lot better. Yeah, it's not the best thing around, but it works kinda. Well, it's gonna be the same thing on the Strike Freedom, and most likely gonna be the same on the Destiny 2. So, yeah, kind of a bummer way to start off with this great accessory, but rest assured, the other things are going to be much better. For example, the Infinite Justice connects much closer to the body. So yeah, fortunately you don't have the Infinite Justice, so I can't show that, but what I can show is the Striker Pack. And that is where this power really lies. Because there are a lot of things you can do with it. First of all, as I've already shown, this hole here will connect to any Striker Pack, so you can have this as an extra piece in between and then attach your extra Striker Pack, because there's a lot of things you can do. First of all, let's bring in those stubby wings again. You can't put them here. And here, so you can make a Freedom Striker Pack, though once again the wings aren't fantastic, but they will actually work just as well as any normal Striker Pack would. So if I bring in the Strike here, now it's the Freedom Strike. So that's already a really cool thing. For this is the only parts that I really know of that connect to the sides here. So once again, if you know of another connection that you can do here, definitely leave a comment down below. And I'll put up an annotation and get this out. And let's get going with some more stuff you can do. Because when we get this out, another really bad Striker Pack was the old Ale Striker. Now there is something you can actually do with this, because we're getting these pieces here and the manual never tells you what this is for. Well, there's a good use for that, and that is to attach the pods from the Ale Striker Pack from. Just to throw away those horrible stubby wings, forget that they exist, forget that you have them, never look at them again, and simply put them on here as extra boosters. And then you still have those pegs on top and at the bottom, and remember all of those holes that are in the other weapons that you get from these sets, well, all of them are gonna go on here. So if you see the beam Gatling guns, you can put them on here. If you see the bazooka, you can put them on here. So you can have a bazooka striker, the Gatling striker, and you can still put on some extra thrust. And remember what I said about all of these holes also taking striker packs? Well, let's give him even more firepower with the gun barrel striker. Because hey, let's say that our pilot here has high spatial awareness, / is a new type. Yes, he'll be quite back heavy, but this is one hell of a pack to use in space. And that's still not everything, because there are still more holes on the backpack that we can put stuff in. And according to the manual, in those two extra holes, we can put the Saigu Deep Arms' beam rifles, or beam cannons when you look at how massive they are. But I have found another really cool thing. Something I've actually already shown in this video. Let's put this to the side. Seems like his legs are getting a bit worn out. And that is the Strike Noir. And when I saw that this worked, I was absolutely ecstatic. Because you have the extra booster pods you can put on there. You have the Noir's wings with the cannons and the extra swords, and then it just works fantastically. Sorry for the squeaking. It just works fantastically with those heat sabers. This is really the best thing you could possibly do with this set. Buy yourself a Slaughter Dagger, or just keep it on the Strike Noir. Get the Strike Noir when you have this set, and then you can make an absolutely amazing thing. And if you have a Slaughter Dagger and you want to make that thing even more capable of slaughtering, well, this is the best way to go. And this is simply mind-blowing if you ask me. Let's see if we can still put this thing on here, because we still need more firepower. Nope. No, that's not gonna go on there, but still close, close. And as you can see, the pegs are still available. You're not gonna be able to put anything on the top there, but you might still be able to find some things that go on the bottom here. So there are so many customization options with this set. Because when you just look at it and how many different pegs there are in how many different places, the possibilities are literally endless. When you just have the base thing, you have two types of pegs here, because this is a thinner one, this is the thicker one. Then you have these things that will connect to the thicker one there, and then you have two even thicker ones here, and then the one here that will attach to the booster pods. So there are so many things to do, so many things to explore. This is fantastic. I mean, if you have a lot of spare parts lying around, or you have just a bunch of mobile suits and you want to try to whip something together for a striker pack, go ahead. You can make striker packs with this set until you can't see any striker packs anymore, until you're so fed up that you'd never want to make another striker pack again. And finally, I call it hugbot. Good night. And that's all we're getting with this set. So, for some final thoughts on it, it's fantastic. And seriously, out of all of them, this is by far, by an incredible long shot, my absolute favorite of all of the sets. And I think you can all pretty much guess why. The striker packs you can make with this are phenomenal. You can do so much things with this set. And this is a striker pack I just made before shooting this. I mean, I thought, hey, could those cannons from the new weapon set possibly also fit on the backpack? And guess what? They did. They fit like a glove. I've said this on a few reviews, but if things fit, they do not fit by accident. They fit because they were made to fit. So, I'm just gonna have to ask this again. This isn't retail available because... And I'm not saying this because I'm pissed off as an individual. I'm actually saying this because I don't understand what Bandai is thinking. I cannot imagine, business-wise, why they wouldn't make this an all-out release. Why are they not pushing this with the release of Gundam Build Fighters? Why isn't this the cornerstone of their marketing for Gundam Seed models? Just look at this here. This model, Strike Gundam, Freedom Wings, we have a weapon pack, and then this set. This model kit here, 105 Dagger, in combination with the Ale Striker pack, the old Ale Strike Gundam. And this set. This one here, Slaughter Dagger, in combination with the Strike Noir. And this pack. If one would want to make these, one would have to go out and buy 2 or 3 model kits. See how this works? People get this set, and then they will go out and buy a few model kits. It's that simple. this is a set that would entice people to buy other machines to make customs. I mean, really, I do not know what Bandai is thinking. But hey, this also, if for any set I would suggest going out and paying eBay prices, it would be this set, because it's absolutely a fantastic set. Nothing bad I can say about it. Yes, there's not like a lot of different things you can do with it, but what it does phenomenally well. There are just so many things you can put on there. Also, another thing is Kotobukiya's giant bazooka. Wait, this thing here will also go on there. It's a bit loose, but only very slightly loose. Just put a bit of sellotape on there, put a bit of tape on there, and it will be absolutely perfect. And hey, then you can instantly make your own nuclear striker. And oh yeah, in case anyone is wondering what happened to Hugbot, don't worry, it will be dealt with accordingly after this review and will be never seen again. Anyways, about this set, there's just so much stuff you can do with this. And when you put it like this, it's even more secure. It's pretty much perfect. So there are so many things you can do with this, and it's just a fantastic set, and I'm really glad I have 3 of them, but I would love to buy more of these sets, and guess what, Bandai? Buy other model kits that could work with this set. So really, once again, as a business, I do not understand why this is not a standard release. But this is about this set, not about complaining about Bandai's weird business practices, and this set is the polar opposite of Bandai's business practices with this set. I think that pretty much sums it up in a nutshell. And let's not forget, the Heat Sabers are also badass. So you're getting a backpack that will allow you to make badass striker packs. You have swords that are badass too. This set is badass, awesome, and anything else you want to say about it. Final closing statement on this set is, out of all of the weapon sets I have ever had, this is #1 without a single doubt in my mind. That's all. See you guys next time.